Okay, enough with the history, enough with the beliefs. I have a tarot deck, how do I use it? Well, you can pretty much distill all of the above into one simple sentence. They have little pictures on them, and you read them by the way they come up in a reading. Before you begin a tarot reading, you might want to light a candle to act as a battery, providing extra energy for the reading. You might also imagine 4 pillars of white light, one in each corner of the room, for the same reason, to act as batteries. Extra energy is always good for a reading. If you use the pillars or other energy constructs, remember to take them down when you're finished, and always clear and release when you're done. To do a reading, begin by shuffling the cards. It doesn't matter how you shuffle them, though people often develop a favorite method, as long as the cards get good and mixed up and their order gets switched all around. As you're shuffling, concentrate on cleansing the cards of all previous impressions. You might visualize the cards being flushed with cleansing yellow-white light. You might also want to think, or even say, something like, I cleanse you, I cleanse you, I cleanse you. This is an example of interacting with the card spirit, which we discussed above. Once you've cleansed your cards, you're ready to ask your question. The question can be as simple as the all-purpose, what do I need to know at this time, which will produce an answer relating to present or upcoming circumstances. Or the question can be much more specific. You can ask pretty much anything of the cards if you phrase it right. Cards can be used to give yes or no answers, or to describe conditions in current or future circumstances, or the unfolding of situations. They cannot, however, be easily used to pick one of several options in a single question. When several options or subjects are being considered, these should be listed separately. An example of this is the question, how will my family be? The answer to this question will be hopelessly confused unless you break down the question to deal with each separate family member, whose fortunes may be quite different. Once you have your question, get it clear in your mind and concentrate upon it. Anything that helps you to focus on the question is good. You might want to repeat the question over and over in your mind, or imagine it in visual terms, or anything that will assist your focus, for it is through focus that you communicate the question to the cards, and thence to spirit. Now shuffle the cards again, while continuing to focus on your question. Keep shuffling until the cards are good and mixed up. When it feels right, stop. Practice will make it easier to determine how long the cards need to be shuffled. If you're reading for another person, they should shuffle the cards this time, concentrating upon their question, then give you back the cards when they are done. It is traditional to cut the deck at this point. I normally hold either my left hand or both hands over the deck and open a channel to the divine energy to bless the cards. I visualize them being flooded with blue-white light. As I do this, I charge them, usually silently, to show me not the hopes and fears of this person, but show me only truth. Now, using your left hand, which represents the goddess and spirituality, cut the cards into 3 stacks, then reassemble them in a different order. Now, to obtain your answer, you must draw some cards. There are some things to be aware of, however, before you do. Many people believe that it is unlucky to read for yourself. This is nonsense. Reading for yourself can, however, be problematic. It is very difficult to have objectivity when dealing with questions that directly impact you or your loved ones. This is particularly true when you are just learning. Though the cards may give a perfectly accurate answer, you may not be able to read it properly because of your own hopes and fears. Also, though the cards are the tool through which your answer is divined, the answer comes from Spirit, who may or may not want you to have the information you are asking for at the time you are asking. If this is the case, it will often be obvious. The answers obtained will be so obtuse as to be meaningless. Consequently, when reading for yourself, you should remember this, and take the results with a grain of salt. That is, use common sense in applying them. Indeed, this is good advice for all readings. Regard a reading as giving good advice which can be helpful, but do not take the reading as gospel, or you may be in for the 5 of Cups. How many cards should you draw? The number of cards that you draw and the pattern in which you lay them down is called a spread. There are many spreads which are in common use. Some of them are very simple and others are hopelessly complicated. There are whole books on tarot whose main virtue is in presenting different spreads which the reader may use. Some readers pride themselves upon always having the right spread for the right question. Personally, I confine myself to the spreads which follow.